Now, another thing that you can do with your rolls, if you're worried about your work not being tight enough, you can take a piece of strapping, put a couple holes in it, and on your end connector, remove the screw, put the strip on it, and then you can put a piece of Velcro on the strip and also a Velcro to your end frame. What does that do? Well, once you have it tightened, if you want, you can take your strap, loop it around your end frame, Velcro it, and it's not going to unwind. As we get a little bit further, though, I'm going to talk to you about how tight should a quilt be stretched on the rolls for machine quilting. You'll find this interesting. We'll get to that in just a moment. Before you mount your quilt to the rolls, there's a few things that are really important to do. One, you want to take your quilt top and you want to go on the back of it and you want to just give it a good look over and make sure that any little threads are clipped and cleaned and it's ready to go. It's also a perfect time to get out the iron and give it a little bit of a final pressing before you mount it to the rolls. Okay, on a big quilt, maybe even a little quilt, depending on the stitching and the patterns that you want to do this. You want to take it and you want to take a pencil and paper and you want to look at it and you want to make yourself a map of the quilt. So you want to say, oh, these areas I want to do this to it and these areas I want to do that. Now, the reason is that when you have the top all put on the rolls and you're working with it, you're really on the setup just working with this kind of a long, narrow area of the quilt. And so you don't want to it's easy to forget what it is you wanted where, and if you have duplication of one area to the next, it's easy to forget. So to keep from having to unroll it and then go back and look at it, make yourself a little map. Now on that map, you may want to do some different color threads in different areas. Perfect time to make notes. In this quilt that we're doing, we have a lot of different threads that we're using in different areas. We have metallics and different colors. Now, we're doing on this one something that's kind of fun. We're using a mylar thread on the lower bobbin thread. It is extremely forgiving of any little errors that would be seen on the back of the quilt. We're using the colored thread on the top, and it's working just great. So these are a few things that you can do as you get your project set up. Now, one other thing that you want to do when you mount the different layers to the rolls at one end of the frame or the other, you want to give yourself 8 or 10 inches of space from the quilt to the end frame. Why is that? Well, because you're going to be working with the machine, you're going to be replacing lower bobbins, you're going to be working with needles, you want to get it off of the quilt. So if you were just side to side cloth, it would be a nightmare. You'd have to dismount the quilt to get to the machine. So leave yourself that distance at one end and it'll be really helpful for you. Now, I want to show you something. It really does matter the direction that the quilt layers are mounted onto the rolls. And let me show you and I'll explain why. Now, this roll I'm showing is the quilt top. Now on the quilt top, you want the fabric, you want it to come off of the bottom of the roll, and then it goes over here and it goes on the bottom of the finished roll. Okay? Now, the quilt backing, you want it to come off the top of the roll and then over again to the finished roll. Why is that? Well, because it makes all of the layers lay really flat. If it were to come off the different direction, then you could have a distance between your fabrics. And what would happen then? Then as you try to machine quilt it, it would actually slap. You can break needles and like this. This is something I'm sure you'd figure out on your own, but this will save you some real time and hassle. Now the kit comes with a 4-roll setup, so there is a roll for the batting. I don't have that shown. It's not that important. The important thing is the direction of the top and the backing as they come off the rolls and join the finished roll. I hope that'll help you a lot.